The world needs courage. Gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. Everywhere you look, you see it. The world needs men, right? The world needs men, and it needs courageous men, and it needs it right now. All you have to do is open your eyes, and you can see the state of despair the world is in. It's always been in a rough state, right? Sometimes better, sometimes worse. But here's the thing. Like I mentioned before, I've mentioned it twice, and I want to really emphasize it. The lack of your best is felt by everything. It impacts everything. Your failure to perform impacts everything, and it does it in a negative way. They say if you want to change the world, you start with yourself. If you think about that, it makes sense, right? Because again, we don't realize the way we influence people, right? But they're always watching us. People are always watching us. When we transform ourselves, we become a light to other people. So when we started this, we introduced the concept of the tool belt, right? We said, put on a tool belt. We're going to load you up with tools. So the last tool I have to give to you is the best tool you can put on your belt. It's the most useful, right? We've shared a lot of great tools, so, you could argue all day about it, but the best tool you can have on your belt as a man is courage. Because the world needs it, and you need it. Everybody needs it, right? This is the tool. This is the Swiss Army knife of all tools, right? You can use it in any situation. You can use it when you're in a place of blessing and gratitude and goodness and positive mindset. When you feel good, you can pull off that tool of courage and take the next big step in your life, the next action towards progress. Or you can move it when you're in the dumps. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling excluded, if you're feeling by yourself and rejected, if you're feeling anxious or fearful, right? Well, then you really know courage is the solution, right? The opposite of fear is courage. And what better way to step out of a place like depression or anxiety than to take off that tool from your belt, the tool of courage, right? To motivate you into action. Because that's what it enables you to do. And you can use it anywhere in between those two extremes. But I tell you this because, like I said, all you have to do is look around, is become conscious of your surroundings and your environment and your effect on your environment, and know that it is necessary to utilize courage right now. On a side note, something else courage impacts is our ability to be honest. The world needs honesty too, right? Jordan Peterson talks about truth. And before I actually even mention his, Alexander Solzhenitsyn was a gentleman who was in the Soviet Union during World War II. He was someone who was imprisoned in a labor camp, right? He had a miserable life. He's written several books. They're phenomenal. And he says, one man who tells the truth can take down a tyranny. Jordan Peterson elaborates on that, right? He has what he calls one of the top 12 rules to live by, which is to tell the truth or at least don't lie. Every time we tell a lie, all we do is help expand those holes in the world that already needed filling. All we do is make them even wider, make them even need to be filled even more, right? So why is it that I mention honesty to you? Because it takes courage to be honest, right? You know that. You've had many instances where you've been faced with a choice of, do I be honest or do I tell a lie, right? We know the easy route. We've heard it before. Tell the lie, right? And it's right there in our ear. And so you can see how much the world needs honesty as well, and how impactful telling the truth is and remaining honest, right? There's your example of virtue once more. But that's what courage is for. It inspires us It motivates us. It provides a buttress, right? It's like the story of the army that burned their back door, so to speak, right? They burned their exit. They left no doors open, so all they could do was go forward. That's what courage does. It enables us to participate in life in the most influential possible way, so that as men, we can fully step into and embrace our roles and our purposes and have the positive impact we've been called to have.